Hello everyone, very good morning to all of you students. Welcome back to the session of the subject Building Construction Technology. This is Ishani Trivedi from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So students, we have been discussing about the masonry construction. Till now I discussed about what is masonry construction, what is brick masonry, what is stone masonry, and about the composite masonry as well. Okay, so now today we are further discussing about certain special type of masonry construction which is related to two topics. First is hollow concrete blocks and second is cavity walls. Okay, so till now we talked that how a basic building unit or a basic building masonry wall is constructed using bricks or stones or even combination of two different materials, that is your composite masonry. Now we are discussing about certain special types that according to situation, according to requirement, you can make different varieties of special type of masonry construction. So first we are going to discuss about the hollow concrete blocks. Okay, now what is a hollow concrete block? Look at the images flashing over here. I have gathered for you different images or different sizes of the hollow concrete blocks. Can you see over here that we have different varieties of blocks which are different in size, starting from very small to larger. We have even a grid-like structure, a bigger block over here. Okay, so now first of all, these blocks are made up of the material concrete. Okay, second, M15 grade is generally used for the mixed proportion of the concrete. So it is the construction of the concreting work is done in a proper manner. Now since they are precast members, they are precast blocks over here, we are going to have to make molds for casting them. So different sizes and different shapes with different dimensions. Molds have to be designed for the same. Standard molds are also available, right? So using them we are going to construct different type of hollow blocks. Okay, now why do we call it as hollow blocks? Because can you see over here that the center portion of the block is kept void, is kept empty. It is kept the space is kept hollow, void. Okay, so now what happens over here is that when you construct this type of a concrete block, then the center portion has to be kept at least 25% hollow, at least 25% empty of the total gross area of the block. Okay, at least 25% area has to be kept empty of the total gross area of the block, right? This type of construction where the space is kept empty in between, the space is kept hollow, it is kept void, this type of construction is known as hollow concrete block construction. Now why do you need to prepare this type of blocks and where will you use this type of block? So these type of blocks, hollow concrete blocks, are used at the lintels, at the jambs of the door. Now if I want to fix a lintel, right, across the opening of the window or the door, if you want to fix a lintel, then this is used generally at the corners. If you want to fix the lintel, then because of providing this type of blocks at the corners, because of fixing the lintel in this type of block, you will have more strength and durability, more load bearing power will be achieved because it is a concrete material. So all the benefits of the concrete will be gained over here. So it is used for the lintels, for the jambs, that is the open faces of the vertical openings. You can also use it for sills. You can use it for bridge, piers and abutment also. You can also carry out a full masonry wall construction using the hollow concrete blocks, so that ultimately your load of the wall will decrease, the dead load will decrease, economical section will be obtained. So these are the uses of your hollow concrete blocks. Because of the concrete material, all the advantages will be obtained, and you can make them in different shapes, in square, in rectangular or circular or bullnose shape, rounded, and depending on the shape of your lintel or jambs, you can make different types of shapes of your hollow concrete blocks. Okay, so in a normal masonry construction, when you want to fix this type of blocks, then at particular places hollow concrete blocks shall be used. Now let us discuss about the certain advantages of the hollow concrete block. Now look at the images flashing over here. Look at the topmost image which is flashing. What can we see? A full wall is constructed using the hollow concrete blocks, right? Full masonry wall is constructed, and it is also embedded with steel bars. It is embedded with reinforcement bars, right? So this type of full wall construction can also be done. Look at the bottommost image over here. As I told you that at corners you will require to fix the hollow concrete block. You can see the same over here, how it is fixed at the space is kept empty at the corner, and there you can fix the hollow concrete block. On top of that, your structural member can be fixed inside in the hollow space, right? So such is the construction of the hollow concrete block. Now it will have all the properties of the concrete material. It means it will be highly durable, its strength will be more, it will have resistance to all kind of atmospheric actions. Since also the concrete surface is generally rough, so if you want to carry out the plastering on the surface, then the plaster will stick to the background very easily. You can also achieve thermal insulation and sound insulation using this cavity, the spaces which is provided in the block. We shall discuss about the same in the cavity walls also, that how this empty space or hollow space leads us to achieve the thermal insulation and sound insulation. You can also have damp resistance in the structure, because the dampness or the heat will not directly enter inside the structure, because it will meet a hollow space in between, right? This is your construction of hollow concrete block. It is a special type of masonry construction which is constructed, which is done as per the requirements. Next, we are going to discuss about the second topic of the day, which is known as cavity walls. Look at it very closely. What are we calling this type of construction? Cavity walls. Now, if I ask you what is cavity, what comes in your mind? An empty space, an empty gap, right? Same is the concept over here. The name itself says that. Look at the first image flashing over here, the very first one. What can you see? A wall is constructed, right? But the wall is constructed in two parts. Let us call the outer one as outer leaf and the inner one as inner leaf. Now here these walls will be called as leaf. If you want to say two walls, then you can call it as two leaves. Okay. Now you have one is your outer leaf and another is your inner leaf. What can you see clearly over here is a space is kept empty in between. A gap is kept empty in between. So whenever you are constructing a type of a wall, a masonry wall, this is generally adopted for load bearing structures. Up to 2 stories, 3 stories you can construct a cavity wall. So whenever you are constructing a wall such that you are keeping an empty space, empty gap in between, which is known as cavity also, and you are also connecting these two walls together but indirectly. There is no direct contact between these two walls. So the wall which is constructed using this type of concept is known as cavity wall. Again, look at the image again, the first one. We can see that these two walls are connected together, right? Connected together with the help of metal ties. They are connected together with the help of metal ties. Now, these ties are holding two walls together, right? But it is not allowing them to be connected directly to each other. So there is no close contact between the two walls, but they are indirectly connected to each other with the help of metal ties. Okay, then after once it reaches up to the ceiling, it reaches up to the floor, it will be sealed at top, the flooring will be done, and again if you want to construct it up to the parapet level, then you can go up to that, and permanently there will be a space, there will be a gap of around 2 to 3 centimeter in between, and this type of construction is known as cavity wall. Now look at the second image flashing over here. Okay, this is a little bit animated image. Again, we can see that two walls are constructed. One will be outer leaf, another will be inner leaf. These two walls are connected with the help of metal ties, which we can see over here. One thing is introduced over here is we have weep holes. Can you see at the bottom? Is it provided? Yes. Weep holes are provided to drain off the excess water. Any kind of water or rainfall water, if it is stored or if it gets stored, also for ventilation purpose, weep holes have to be provided at bottom so that this space, this cavity does not have any kind of water present inside. This is going to be kept completely dry. Okay, so this kind of construction where a gap is left in between, two walls are connected, indirectly connected to each other with the help of metal ties, is known as cavity walls. Now let us move further with the discussion of the cavity wall. Now, why do you need to provide this type of construction? Okay, first of all, whenever you are constructing walls such that empty space is kept in between, this empty space in between will be a bad conductor of heat. It means it will not pass, it will not transfer any amount of heat. So the outer leaf, which is exposed to atmosphere, will have a heat transfer inside, but because of this cavity present in between, the heat will not enter inside the building. Hence, the first advantage, the first function that is obtained with the cavity wall is thermal insulation. Likewise, the same concept will be applied for the sound insulation. The sound will enter from the first wall, but since there is no direct contact, the sound will, the external noise will not go inside, and vice versa. So that gives you your sound insulation. Same goes with the case for damp resistance. The dampness will not directly touch the inner leaf, and it will give you damp resistance. Next, because the space is kept empty in between, cavity is kept, the overall load of the wall will decrease, hence you will have a lightweight section. Next, the construction of this type of wall is also economical. It is not that very much complex or costly, so it is having economical construction. Because of all these benefits, all these advantages, cavity walls are used at many places. It is used where you are constructing a load bearing structure. Now let us talk about the location of the cavity wall in a structure. So first you can locate the cavity wall right from the starting of the foundation, from the footing. Look at the image flashing over here. This is a cross sectional diagram which you are also supposed to draw for location of cavity wall. What can we see? That the cavity wall is directly constructed from the footing itself, and then it is moving on top and up to whatever level you want to take, up to first floor, up to the roof, you can take it. So here your cavity wall is constructed right from the foundation, but here care has to be taken because moisture can enter from the subsoil, and from the cavity it can go to upward ground floor and first floor and so on. So a DPC course, damp proof course, have to be compulsory provided above the plinth level, near the plinth level. Also, you have to provide filling of at least 15 centimeter concrete or suitable material in the cavity below the subsoil, below the ground level, so that moisture does not enter from inside of the soil. Water does not seep inside the cavity. Okay. Next, second, here cavity wall is located up to, in one case it is located up to the parapet level, up to the coping, and in the second case it is completed at the roof, and then comes your parapet level and coping. So this is how your cavity wall is located at different places. You can start right from the foundation, then you can go up to the parapet wall, and you can also go up to the roof level, and then the parapet wall will be constructed normally. So these are the various locations where your cavity wall can be constructed. Next, students, we are going to move forward with the precautions to be taken when you are constructing a cavity wall. Now students, as I told you that we have been discussing about the full concept of a cavity wall, I think in that many of the precautions are already discussed about that, what all things have to be considered when you are constructing a cavity wall. But still, let us have a close look at it, that how you are supposed to write it down. The first says that no close contact should be there between the two walls, which is obvious. If there is any kind of close contact, direct contact between the two walls, then it will not be an example of a cavity wall. Hence, there should be no contact. Second, let us talk about this contact point itself. Now, the walls are indirectly connected with the help of metal ties. Is that correct? Yes. Now, these metal ties have to be rust proof, meaning you have to provide a galvanized zinc coating or anti-corrosive paint. You have to cover it, you have to coat it, and then you will provide the metal ties. Otherwise, if rusting takes place, if corrosion takes place, then it can cause unnecessary damage to the walls. I think we have discussed this in the embedded steel part. You know that corrosion takes place in the embedded steel, that is your defect in the brick masonry construction. Likewise, over here you have to make them rust proof, you have to provide certain kind of remedial measures. Next we have is, if we talk about the outer leaf or the inner leaf, either of the leaf may be of one brick thickness, but the inner leaf or the outer leaf, either of them should be made up of stretcher course only. It is desirable to make it of stretcher course. It will be more efficient as compared to other type of bond. Next we have is about the TPC. As I told you, that damp proof course has to be provided at least 15 centimeter. For separately for both the leaves can be constructed, but it is obvious, it is necessary that damp proofing has to be done so that moisture does not enter, does not seep from the ground to the your structure inside or your floor. Next, as I told you, I discussed about this point also while discussing about the cavity wall located at the foundation. I said that at least 15 centimeter of filling has to be provided below the ground level with suitable concreting material so that dampness does not enter inside. Next, when you are carrying out the construction of the cavity wall, it is necessary to note that no amount of wastage or excess mortar should fall inside the cavity. Care has to be taken that whenever you are constructing, whenever you are making the wall, there should be no amount of wastage mortar to be present inside the cavity. Great care has to be taken, otherwise in future it can cause problem. Also, whenever you are sealing the cavity wall, you have to make sure that no insects or mosquitoes have escaped inside the cavity. Otherwise, in future they can make breeding sites and cause trouble to the occupants. So, you have to take care that no amount of insects or any kind of unnecessary disturbance exists in the cavities before sealing them. Okay, so I think this covers all of your precautions. You are supposed to even write down this in descriptive exam if it is asked, along with the sketches are also asked, which I showed you right now. Students, I think this covers your full of cavity wall and hollow concrete blocks. We shall discuss further in the next session. Till then, thank you students.